the tech news. So the Virgin Media and O2 merger. So let's have a little look at that. Why don't we? So currently, yeah, so it's basically going to be a merger between a phone brand, O2, and a broadband slash phone brand. I don't mean phone brand, I mean carrier, Virgin Media. So if this happens, then this could be very big when it comes to maybe be able to get like a maybe Virgin Mobile switching to O2 instead of EE, which would be interesting, and maybe they could own they would now have rights to use O2 network, as I just said, so that would be easy integration. That would be very exciting, but of course this is the kind of Telefonica UK and Liberty Global UK merger. And I'll get a screen capture up in here, because we all need screen captures, you know. Why don't we have a look? So, as you can see here, so the appointments have been confirmed. So the CEO will be a Virgin CEO, but there'll be O2 staff members, obviously, which will be very interesting to see how the company goes. But that's very cool. I use Virgin Media Broadband. I used to use O2 Pay As You Go, but I stopped after I had a bit of a poor service. And I also used to use Virgin Mobile, but they discontinued the Pay As You Go plan. So I had to start using EE, which has been pretty good. But I might switch to O2, and in fact, I was thinking about it for a bit. So as you can see here, when I zoom into this, there's a Telefonica slash O2 person. So these are people from Telefonica, the main Spanish telephone kind of carrier. So that's interesting. So, of course, if this happens, a lot of changes will occur to the whole entire kind of way that things work. When it comes to, you know, kind of getting kind of broadband and mobile, because if they could be both together, I wouldn't argue with that. Although if it kind of brings less competition, then that would be bad. But yeah, I'm trying to find their new, what do you call it again? No, why do you want to gamble? But how do we get to? Okay, I can't seem to find it. Maybe I should put in O2 Virgin Media website. Does it still exist? I believe it was called National Connectivity Champion. There we are. So, it was a pretty dumb name, but hey. Let's see if it loads. Look, so as you can see here, accept and continue. So as you can see here, here's all the plans and all that. So you can read this. It's of course a lot of marketing nonsense and stuff. But as you can see here, there's Virgin, O2, all that. For investors, for media, about pledges. Let's see the pledges. So this merger started last year. In fact, I brought this news to you guys on the YouTubes, but of course on Odysee I didn't, because I wasn't really posting that much on here. Although I did post occasionally, I believe. But I believe it was in February or whatever. But yeah, so they're expanding 5G. They promised to do that. A 10 billion investment, all this stuff. Extra gigabit broadband and all that. But of course this is a lot of marketing stuff. Might not live up to it, but hey. It's interesting, and finally it's got CMA approval. The Conduct Authority, I believe, has approved it. Meaning they're probably the provisional clearing. Okay, yeah, so basically it's not happening yet, but until the process has finished, then yeah, it will be two separate companies, but they say, given the impact of this deal, we need to scrutinise the merger closely. For our analysis, and phase 2 investigation has shown that the deal is unlikely to cause higher prices or a reduced quality mobile services, meaning you should continue to benefit from stronger competition. So this could be like a BT kind of fight, because finally we might have a competitor to BT's empire, maybe. So we might have two big titans, because Virgin Media have always been big, but they've never actually had a proper mobile division until now, when they could both come into kind of their thing.
It's 13:15.
Okay, yeah, so that's Siri telling me it's 13:15. Where I am at right now. So, let's look at some more news. So, the Huawei Nova 7i users are receiving February and March updates. So that'll be great if you have a Nova 7i on hand, because this update, you know, it would be nice to have some security updates, and yeah, you'll be more secure. That'll be great if you use that phone. I'm not sure how many people use that phone, but hey. So, Huawei China Ecological Conference 2021 is being held on November the 17th. That's very cool. That's very nice, you know. Yeah. It's nice to see new kind of. It's nice to see more conferences, because I love to watch the live streams when they're on of these conferences and bring the news to you about it. Oh yes, so why don't we continue the news? Let's actually just talk about the new iMacs, why don't we? So there's a new 2021 iMac. So this is Sandro's week roundup. So this is a bit different to my other kind of thing that I did earlier about the iMac, but hey, so there's been a lot of positive reviews of this new iMac, like positive looks at it. I mean, there's no reviews yet really, but positive. People like it. People think that, like Marques Brownlee thought that the bezel on the bottom was too big, but that houses a lot of stuff like your speakers and stuff like that, so I don't really care about that. When really it's so thin, it's very cool looking. So yes, so I think overall it's pretty cool. Some people are calling it an iPad on a stick. I do not really agree with them, but hey, you know, it is a bit expensive for what it is, but you know, you deal with what you've got, I guess, when it comes to Apple, because they won't take too kindly to you wanting, you know, like what do you call it again? You wanting to have a cheap device. No, they will not allow you to have cheap things, because that's not how you make money in this industry, I guess. And they do a great job at trying to make people pay. But of course, there's a new iPad which has the M1 chip. Of course, they had a nice commercial where they were like, Tim was taking out the thing, he had a mask on, and then he took out the chip, and then he put it in an iPad. I was like, whoa, Tim Cook is like committing theft here. But yeah, that was very cool, that commercial. I believe it was called Mission Improbable. If you want to search up that commercial, that was a pretty fun commercial to watch. I watched it during the Apple event. Very nice Apple. So the YouTube mobile apps are getting new video resolution settings. So that's a very nice new resolutions. Auto playback, all that. You can get more resolution options clearly. The March 2020 security updates are rolling out to the Mate 30 series, and so is it to the P Smart Plus 2019 series. But before we get lost and before we get wrecked, let's look at distro. Tube. So, oh yes! How did I nearly forget the ultimate in Linux distros, said by some people. Although you might be Gen 2 or Arch gang, but or Debian gang, but Ubuntu is pretty stable. I know that some people don't like Canonical, that's your preference, but yes, it's 21.04. In fact, just for some cool stuff, I believe somewhere around here. Wait one sec. I'm not sure where it's gone, but somewhere I have got a DVD for Ubuntu. In fact, I'll get it right this second, And I couldn't find it. Okay. This is just totally normal things to happen in a stream and but hey, it's a leap forward in security. It has some new stuff for domain control, new password policy settings, desktop environment settings. It now uses Wayland by default. That's great, man. X.org, it's such an old thing. We really need Wayland up in here. Give your thoughts in the chat maybe about Wayland and all that. But yeah. I think Wayland is very cool when it comes to being a new desktop environment, which is very exciting, I don't mean desktop environment, I mean like desktop manager. So of course, you might like Wayland being added in, and Ubuntu is one of the they're one of the biggest distros, so them saying that they're going to use Wayland will really change things. Xorg is a bit old, but Xorg is still good, But it'll have less stuttering, smoother graphics, and better fractional scaling. Very nice. And of course you can download all the ISOs right here. So you can torrent it even. I didn't know Ubuntu had a torrent. So if you are a torrent gang, then you might want to do that, but hey. So they include many new applications based on Electron and Flutter. So, of course, they've been teaming up with Google on the Flutter thing. I'm not totally sure what to think about Flutter, So, yeah, I'm not totally sure whether I should be friends with the Flutter kind of... I don't think I should... Should I like Flutter as a platform, like as a kind of universal platform? I'm not sure. I like web standards because they're universal, but I don't trust Google at all. You might know that, I'm a bit of a privacy freak. I stream on Odysee, so of course I don't really like Google. So yeah, I wouldn't be on here if I didn't not like Google. But hey, so that's cool. So, let's maybe cut the recording, because you know what? I think that we've had enough tech news for today. So I'm rolling the intro for the recording, and then we're going to continue with the nice stuff of talking to you guys. And of course, you can check me out on Odysee and LBRY to be able to watch these live streams. So, yeah, if you want to interact with me live, want to do this live, then yes, follow me on them. But if you're not and you're on YouTube, well, sad you, because you can't see me live. But you should consider having a little trip over to the Odysee land, because it's very nice here. It's ad-free, you don't have to pay, it's crypto-based, and it's very cool, blockchain-based. So, yeah. So, let's roll the outro.